Om. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Jai Gurudev. You can start, Bela.
Jai Gurudev Brahmaraji. Directly the text I should read, right?
We can start the Bhagavad Gita chapter. Maybe you can chant the first 2 or 3 shlokas and then start.
Astu. Okay. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Dvadashodhyayah Bhakti Yogaha Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktastvam Paryupasate Ye Chapyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Veshamano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetas Me Yuktatamamataha Ye Tvaksharamanirdesyam Avyaktam Paryupasate Sarvatra Gamachintyam Cha Kutasthamachalam Dhruvam. Chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. Introduction. In the 12th chapter, the topic is predominantly devotion, bhakti. Bhakti is from the root bhaja, used in the sense of service. Dedicated action to Ishvara, who is in the form of dharma, is called bhakti. One who conforms to dharma and avoids adharma, looking upon it as Ishvara, is a bhakta, a karma yogi. I repeat, in the 12th chapter, the topic is predominantly devotion, bhakti. Bhakti is from the root bhaj, used in the sense of service. Dedicated actions to Ishvara, who is in the form of dharma, is called bhakti. One who conforms to dharma and avoids adharma, looking upon it as Ishvara is a bhakta, a karma yogi. Arjuna's question. The chapter opens with a question by Arjuna. It is in the same vein as all his other questions in the Gita. His conflict lies in the fact that his mind is in sannyasa, but he is being called to duty. Everyone has such a conflict in one form or another. Even in the early morning, you wonder, should I get up or should I sleep in for a while? You start the day with a conflict of pravritti and nivritti, and this continues in various forms. I repeat, there is a breaking of voice. Arjuna's question. The chapter opens with a question by Arjuna. It is in the same vein as all his other questions in the Gita. His conflict lies in the fact that his mind is in sannyasa, but he is being called to duty. Everyone has such a conflict in one form or another. Even in the early morning, you wonder, should I get up or should I sleep in for a while? You start the day with a conflict of pravritti and nivritti, and this continues in various forms. Arjuna's mind is still not settled. In the second chapter, he declared that he was not interested in kingdom and comforts, but preferred a life of bhiksha. After using the word bhiksha, he was obsessed with sannyasa. His commitment is, of course, for Shreyas, and he wants sannyasa for that. The action he is called to is a terrible one. He has to fight a war. If it were a prayer like Sandhya Vandana or a ritual like Agnihotra, it would not be a problem. His difficulty is that he has to kill all these great men like Bhishma and Drona, for whom he has so much respect. How can he fight against people who deserve his worship? In the same chapter, he said further that it was not possible for him to engage in such a battle. He would rather leave Sadhu's life.
Jai
And
Gurudev Bela.
yeah, there is a breaking
Yeah, I think
voice.
there is quite a bit
Yeah.
of that. So, is
Uma is there?
Yeah, I can read.
yeah, please, can you
Yeah,
carry on?
please.
Thanks.
Yeah. His commitment, of course, is for Shreyas, and he wants sannyasa for that. The action he is called upon is a terrible one. He has to fight a war. If it were a prayer like Sandhya Vandana or a ritual like Agnihotra, it would not be a problem. His difficulty is that he has to kill all these great men like Bhishma and Drona, for whom he has so much respect. How can he fight against people who deserve his worship? In the same chapter, he said further that it was not possible for him to engage in such a battle. He would rather live a sadhu's life and gather alms, bhiksha. Such a lifestyle is possible for only two types of people, a brahmachari or a sannyasi, a renunciate. Arjuna cannot be a brahmachari now. He is already married and has grown up sons. He can now only become a sannyasi, which is exactly what he thinks is good for him now. He has said so in so many words. I do not want a kingdom because I do not think it will remove my sorrow. Therefore, I want Shreyas. I am your student. Please teach me. Sishyate ham sadimam tvam prapanam.
Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam.
Prapanna. Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. Arjuna had a commitment for this knowledge. He wanted Shreyas, not sannyasa, but he thought sannyasa would be more conducive to his gaining Shreyas. Then Lord Krishna taught him the nature of Atma in the second chapter. He also told him that all the Vedas talk about ends within samsara, not going beyond the three, left to raise, not going beyond the three gunas. Therefore, he said, Arjuna, you may become, to lower it a little bit, one line. You become one who, can you lower it a little bit? Just one line down. I'm not able to read the top line.
Still
Arjuna, this is fine. Therefore, he said, Arjuna, may you become one who's above these three gunas, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Then he told him to get up and fight. Tasmat Uttishtat Kaunteya Yudhyaha
Yuddhaya
Krantishcharaha.
Kritanischayah.
Yuddhaya Kritanishchayaha. And talk to him about Karma Yoga. You have choice only regarding action, never the result. Karmanyevadikaraste
ma phaleshu kadachana.
Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Then Arjuna asked a question. He wanted to know the characteristics of a wise man. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha. Indirectly, he was asking whether a wise man would live in this world and perform all actions like any one of us. Bhagavan answered by saying that the one who is happy with himself is a wise man. What is day for an ignorant is night for him, and what is night for him is day for the other. That means what is true to him is not true to the other, and what is true to the other is not true to him. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jakriti samyami yasyam jakriti bhutani sa nisha pashyato muneha. I hope I have read it okay. Do you want to read it, Bela, the Sanskrit?
Just a minute. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune.
When that is so, thank you. When that is so, how can one describe a sthita prajna to one who is not a sthita prajna? If you are not a wise man, no description is going to help you, because it takes a wise man to understand a wise man. If you are already a sthita prajna, you do not need to have him described to you. Still, Krishna made an attempt using an example. As the waters entering into the brimful ocean bring about no change to the ocean, similarly, all objects enter into a wise man, leaving no trace at all. He is happy. Nothing elates or depresses him. Then Arjuna asked another question. He understands very well that Krishna has his heart in knowledge, because by knowledge alone one becomes a sthita prajna. Then Krishna had another question. He understands very well that Krishna has his heart in knowledge, because by knowledge alone one becomes a sthita prajna. If that is so, he wonders, why are you asking me to engage in this fight? Since knowledge liberates, Arjuna wants to pursue only knowledge. He has no value for all these activities Krishna is asking him to engage in. You seem to contradict your own words, because you praise knowledge and at the same time you ask me to do karma, he tells him. It is evident that Shreyas, which is moksha, is gained by knowledge. Yet he is asked to engage in this action, and it is not an easy task. It implies bloodshed. It seems to Arjuna that Krishna wants to deny him Shreyas by diverting his attention in another direction. All this is implied when he asks, which do you consider better, Krishna? Karma or jnana? Yayasya chet karmanaste mata bhutir jnanardhana. Janardana.
Buddhir janardana tadekam nishchitya yena shreyoham apnuyam. I hope I read it correct, Dhanaji. Karmanaste mata buddhi janardana tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyoham apnuyam.
I just read that.
Yeah,
Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tadekam vadanischitya yena shreyoham apnuyam. This is the first sloka, I think, of the third chapter.
It is Gnayasi va Jayasi, Brahmaraji. Gyayasi, I believe. Gyan, Jnana,
Jayasi.
Jayasi chet.
Half ja, yeah. Jayasi.
Yeah. It's Jayasi chet karmanaste.
Jayasi chet karmanas. Okay, thank you. The third chapter is the response to this. Lord Krishna does not give him a definite answer. He only tells what karma yoga is and what is sannyasa. Both are for jnana. The difference is only in lifestyle. Lokeshmin dvivida nishta. One is a life of renunciation, the other a life of activity with proper attitude, which is good for purification of the mind, chitta shuddhi. Thereby, you are able to understand what is being said. If you are ready for sannyasa, be a sannyasi. If not, be a karma yogi. There is no choice in this reality. It is like a 15-year-old
Really?
asking.
There is no choice in this really.
Oh, there is no chance in this really. Thank you. It
There
is like
no
a 15.
Choice. There is no choice.
There is no choice in this really. Correct. Because if you are ready for sannyasa, you be a sannyasi. If not, be a karma yogi. And karma yogi is the attitude, the proper attitude with which you do your work for your chitta shuddhi. So this is like a 15-year-old asking if next year he should be 16 or 25. Sannyasa is maturity, and to gain maturity, you have to go through karma yoga. Therefore, between sannyasa and karma yoga, there is no choice. It is entirely decided by what you're ready for. Krishna carefully explained Karma Yoga and Sannyasa, hoping Arjuna would not ask this question again. But after waiting for some time, in the 5th chapter, Arjuna asks the same question in a different form, hoping perhaps that Krishna has forgotten his original question he asked. You are praising both yoga and sannyasa, Krishna. Between the two, please tell me definitely which one you consider to be better. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna, punar yogam cha samsashi. So I need help. Yet, yeah, someone.
Shamsashi Yachreya Etayorekam
Tanme bruhi
Sunishitam.
Sunishtitam. Initially, he asked about knowledge and karma. Here he calls it sannyasa and yoga. It is the same question, whether with a different terminology. Again, Lord Krishna does not answer directly. He says, what is achieved by the sannyasis is also accomplished by the karma yogis. Yet
Sankyeha prapyate sthanam tat yogairapi gamyate.
And further, the one who looks at both sannyasa and karma yoga as the same means for one common end. He alone sees ekam sankyam
cha yogam cha yah pashyati sa pashyati.
Is the question different from others? Here, in the 12th chapter, Arjuna asks the same question in a slightly different form. He wants to know which of the two groups of people are better, those who pursue Nirguna Brahma, meaning they pursue the knowledge of Atma being Brahman, free from all attributes, or those who worship Lord in the cosmic form, which he has just seen in a way. Karma Yogi does his duties towards the family, society, his country, and even devatas with Ishvara Ishwararpana Buddhi, with Ishwararpana Buddhi, and meditates upon Saguna Brahma. None of these duties exists for a sannyasi. His life is one of dedicated pursuit of knowledge, nothing else. He also declares his pursuit with external symbols like the kashaya, the ochre robes, the rudrakshamala, and what is that? Kamandalu. And Kamandalu?
Kamandalu, and it is actually Kashaya, not Kashaya. Kashaya.
Okay, Kashaya.
Kashaya is the ochre robes, right?
Ochre robes, yeah. Kashaya, Rudrakshamala, and Kamandalu. He takes sannyasa by performing stipulated ritual in which he takes an oath that he will no longer be a cause of Fe, is it? Cause, what is that? No longer be a cause of any living
Fear
being.
for any being.
Cause of fear for any living being. Cause of fear.
Oh, fear. Okay. Okay. Cause
The
of
text
fear.
is not Kshamyadam. Sumaji, the text is, shall I reduce little bit so that, I mean, it is, you are able to
I
get.
can read. I reduced it now. I have fixed it now.
Okay.
I can read now. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry. Should I
No,
reduce?
that's fine. That's fine. This is fine now. So he takes sannyasa by performing a stipulated ritual in which he takes an oath that he will no longer be a cause of fear for any living being, including plants, animals, human beings, and all the devatas. He gives abhaya to all of them. He pursues Nirguna Brahma to the exclusion of everything else. Though the word upasana is used, Nirguna Brahma cannot be meditated upon. It has to be understood. How are you going to meditate upon something free from attributes, which moreover is the meditator's swarupa? Nirguna Brahma Upasana is the pursuit of knowledge. Those who meditate upon me as that, tam ye
Paryupasate. Tam ye paryupasate.
Come to me,
eva yanti.
come to me directly. Te mam evayanti.
Eva
Evayanti.
yanti.
Te mam eva yanti. They are me, because what they are meditating upon is Atma. And I am the Atma of everyone. Knowing they are me, they are non-separate from me, Bhagavan says.
Jai Gurudev, Somaji, can you read this paragraph again?
Yeah.
Actually, from where he asks the question of Nirguna and Saguna Brahma, from that, if you can repeat.
So is this question different from the other from there?
Yes, I think this.
Then
this...
Arjuna had another question here. Yeah. He understands very well that Krishna has his heart in knowledge, because by knowledge alone one becomes a sthita pragya. If that is so, he wonders, why are you asking me to engage in this fight? Since knowledge liberates, Arjuna wants to pursue only knowledge. He has no value for all these activities Krishna is asking him to engage in. You seem to contradict your own words, because you praise knowledge and at the same time ask me to do karma, he tells him. It is evident that Shreyas, which is moksha, is gained by knowledge. Yet he is asked to engage in this action, and it is not an easy task. It implies bloodshed. It seems to Arjuna that Krishna wants to deny him Shreyas by diverting his attention in another direction. All that is implied when he asks, which do you consider better, Krishna, karma or jnana? Jyayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardhana tatekam vada nischyatya yena shreyoham apunamyam.
Apnuyam.
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 Apnuyam. The third chapter is the response to this. Lord Krishna does not give him a definite answer. He only tells what karma yoga is and what sannyasa is. Both are for jnana. The difference is only in lifestyle. Lokesmin dvivita nishta. One is a life of renunciation, the other a life of activity with proper attitude, which is good for purification of the mind, chitta shuddhi. Thereby you are able to understand what is being said. If you are ready for sannyasa, be a sannyasi. If not, be a karma yogi. There is no choice in this really. It is like a 15-year-old asking if next year he will be 16 or 25. Sannyasa is maturity, and to gain maturity, you have to go through karma yoga. Therefore, between sannyasa and karma yoga, there is no choice. It is entirely decided by what you are ready for. Krishna carefully explained karma yoga and sannyasa, hoping Arjuna would not ask this question again. But after waiting for some time in the 5th chapter, Arjuna asked the same question in a different form, hoping perhaps that Krishna has forgotten his original question. He asked, "You are praising both yoga and sannyasa. Krishna, between the two, please tell me definitely which one you consider to be better. Sannyasam karmanam Krishna. Punar yogam cha
Karmananam Krishna punaryogam cha samshasi yachreya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam.
Initially,
Eta,
he asked,
Brahmaraji, it is etayorekam va etayorekam. Kindly correct if it is wrong. Savitaji or Brahmaraji, please. Punaryogam cha
I think
samshashi
it's etayorekam.
etayorekam. Tanme bruhi sunishchitam.
Initially, he asked about knowledge and karma, and here he calls it sannyasa and yoga. So here yoga is karma yoga. In the same question with a different terminology, it is the same question with a different terminology. Again, Lord Krishna does not answer directly. He says, what is achieved by the sannyasis is also accomplished by the karma yogis. Yet, sannyasa prapyate
Yad sankhyeha prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate.
And further, the one who looks at both sannyasa and karma yoga as the same means for one common end, he alone sees. I repeat this, the one who looks at both sannyasa and karma yoga as the same means for one common end, he alone sees. Ekam Shankyam
cha yogam cha yah pashyati sa pashyati. Sankyam cha yogam cha.
Is the question different from others? Here in the 12th chapter, Arjuna asks the same question in a slightly different form. He wants to know which of the two groups of people are better. Those who pursue Nirguna Brahma, meaning they pursue the knowledge of Atma being Brahman, free from all attributes, or those who worship the Lord in the cosmic form, which he has just seen in a way. So I also had this question after yesterday's session. I still have that in my mind. The Karma Yogi does his duties towards the family, society, his country, and even the Devatas with Ishwararpana Buddhi and meditates upon Saguna Brahma. The Karma Yogi does his duties towards the family, society, his country, and even all the Devatas with Ishwararpana Buddhi and meditates upon Saguna Brahma. None of these duties exists for a sannyasi. His life is one of dedicated pursuit of knowledge, nothing else. He also declares his pursuit with external symbols like the Kashaya, the ochre robe, the Rudrakshamala.
Kashaya.
Kashaya, sorry. Kashaya, the ochre robes, the Rudrakshamala, and Kamandalu. He takes sannyasa by performing a stipulated ritual in which he takes an oath that he will no longer be a cause of fear for any living being, including plants, animals, human beings, and all the devatas. He gives abhaya to all of them, and he pursues nirguna brahma to the exclusion of everything. So he pursues nirguna brahma to the exclusion of everything else. Though the word upasana is used, nirguna brahma cannot be meditated upon. It has to be understood. How are you going to meditate upon something free from attributes, which moreover is the meditator's swarupa? Nirguna Brahma upasana is the pursuit of knowledge. Nirguna Brahma upasana is the pursuit of knowledge. Those who meditate upon me as that, tam ye
paryupasate.
Tam ye paryupasate, come to me directly. Temam eva yanti. Temam eva yanti. They are me because what they are meditating upon is Atma, and I am the Atma of everyone. Knowing that they are me, they are non-separate from me, Bhagavan says.
Yeah, this line very important. Sumaji, could you please read once again? Very important line.
Yeah. How are you going to meditate upon something, on something free from attributes, which moreover is the meditator's swarupa? Nirguna Brahma upasana is the pursuit of knowledge. Those who meditate upon me as that, tam ye paryupasate, come to me directly. Temam eva yanti, they are me. So those who meditate upon me as that, as the Nirguna Brahma, which is the pursuit of knowledge, they come to me. They are me because they are meditating upon, what they are meditating upon is Atma, and I am the Atma of everyone. Knowing that they are me, they are non-separate from me, Bhagavan says. We should have some discussion on this, no? After reading, we'll come back, or do we discuss now?
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Because Atma is a presence, is an experience. how do they meditate on that? I thought meditation will leads you to that. That's what I was thinking till now.
I think here Bhagwan is saying that there is nothing except me. Everything is me only when that bhava is there. When in Char Achar Jagat, everything is Ishvara only. Then that itself becomes the meditation. And then he becomes me. Rather, they are me. That's what Bhagwan is saying. They are non-separate from me.
Mm.
When that samipya, that sayujya.
So that some maturity of the mind is essential for that. And I thought that comes through sadhana, meditation.
Correct.
So from 15, you have to become 25. Only when you're 25, you would get this. But then, for all of us, we meditate on the Saguna Brahma, not the Nirguna Brahma. We are pursuing knowledge, yes, but Nirguna Brahma, this is not actually upasana, is what is mentioned. It is not a meditation. It is like you are. The sannyasis are also two types, no? The three types actually. You have the Vividisha sannyasi and the
Artharthi and Artha.
not artha. The sannyasis are of three types. One is Vividisha sannyasi who's already attained jnana, who's already recognized.
Okay.
And the other one is
Vidvat.
Vidvat sannyas. Vividisha is the one who's still to recognize, and Vidvat sannyasi is the one who has already attained. And then you have the Apat sannyasi. So here, when he's talking of sannyasa and Nirguna Brahma Upasana, says for Karma Yogis, it is Saguna Brahma Upasana, whereas for sannyasis, it is Nirguna Brahma Upasana. So they are just pursuing knowledge to the exclusion of all else. They're not into the samsaric field at all. For them, they have renounced everything. So the only
What
thing
is the third sannyasi you said? Third type? Third type of
sannyasa is like
Apat sannyasi. Apat
yeah.
said, you know. Yeah, you said. Apat.
what is that?
Apat is when he's in a crucial situation. That is when he takes sannyasi.
Oh,
like when
okay.
his mother
Okay,
is
okay.
refused him to take sannyasi. So the situation is so created that his leg is, he says, its leg is caught by the crocodile,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
unless he takes to sannyasa, he will not let him. So that is Apat sannyasa.
So the other two is like the yoga ruda and that one, no? Yoga
Aruruksha,
ruda,
Yogaruksha.
Aruruksha. Yeah. Something like that. Like
Right.
one who is already established and one is on the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Arurukshor Muner Yogam Yogarudas.
Now this upasana is also a form of sadhana, isn't it? That's what I was thinking till now.
No, that is why he says, he clarifies, no? Swamiji clarifies, although it is said Nirguna Brahma Upasana, it is not so much as meditation. It is basically, you're doing Nididhyasana of the Swarupa of Ishvara. The Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. That is the only thing that you're engaged in.
Yeah. And
Nidhi,
that comes with purifying the mind.
Correct.
Right?
That comes
so
with us.
For purifying the mind, you do meditation. So then a purer mind, you can do upasana.
You can do the Nirguna Brahma Upasana.
Nirguna. Okay. Okay. Correct. Thank you.
So the Karma Yogi is doing both Nirguna and Saguna. Right?
Saguna. Karma Yogi is doing Saguna.
No, like he's into pursuit of knowledge also, no? Like it's written like
as he
Nirguna Brahma
matures, isn't
Upasana is
it?
pursuit of knowledge also. So it is like he is doing both.
Both.
He is
Okay.
pursuing the knowledge also, and he is living his worldly life with and having that Saguna Upasana also. I don't know, like I am taking
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah. I got it now. So a sannyasi is free from doing any of those worldly work. He's not obliged to do that. So whatever he's doing is nirguna upasana. So for that mental maturity is the basis. And to get this mental maturity, you need to go through karma yoga. And you're right. Slowly from saguna upasana, you do both saguna and nirguna. And through that also, you can reach that ultimate state, that common goal. Yeah, it's clear now for me. Thank you.
Dr. Zavla, does it mean sin as Aham Brahmasmi that you meditate only as Atma, which is sin in everyone?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Shall I read? So
Yes.
instead of praising his question with reference to their activity, Arjuna has worded it in terms of their meditation. But it is the same question. In terms of lifestyle, Arjuna's question was whether sannyasa was better or karma yoga. But here the question is asked in terms of topic of meditation. For the karma yogi, the topic of Saguna Brahma Ishvara. For the sannyasi, it is Nirguna Brahma. What is the difference between this question and Arjuna's question in the 3rd and 5th chapters? There is no difference. In the 18th chapter, he words it differently, still asking whether Tyaga, meaning Karma Phala Tyaga, is better than Sannyasa. Again, Lord Krishna continues to answer him until at last his question comes to an end. In the 18th chapter, Arjuna says, "My delusion is gone. I have recovered my senses and I will do as you say. Nasto mohaha
स्मृतिर लब्धा करिष्ये
Nashto.
वचनम
Sorry.
तव
1 second. Nashto mohaha smritir labdva
करिष्ये वचनम
karishye vachanam tava. Yeah. Nashto. Nashto is it is gone. Lost.
It's gone. Yeah. Because this chapter is called Bhakti Yoga, it is a common misconception that this is yet another yoga. Yoga here, as in all the other chapters, means topic. There is no independent means called Bhakti Yoga. Lord Krishna has made it clear that freedom is through knowledge, and there are two lifestyles one can adopt while in this pursuit of that knowledge, sannyasa or karma yoga. Both have the same end. So what is achieved by the sannyasi is also accomplished by the karma yogi, the one who sees both of them as the same, a means for one common end he alone sees. Ekam Shankyam cha
योगम च
Yogam cha
यह
ya
पश्यति
pashyati
यह
sa
पश्यति
pashyati.
स पश्यति I think there is a footnote of the chapter.
Yeah.
Chapter 18, 73rd, and chapter 5, shloka 5.
Fifth shloka.
Should I read, or it is, we can go ahead with it?
The meaning is those who can see that the two are the same are the only ones who are seeing, isn't it? Na pashyati sapashyati. The one who sees both of them as the same, that is karma yoga and sannyasa yoga as the same, only he sees. A means for one common end, he alone sees. In spite of that, Arjuna wants to know which is better. One who pursues Nirguna Brahma meaning knowledge of Atma, or the one who worships the cosmic form, the Karma Yogi, who is doing Saguna Brahma Upasana, the one who worships Ishvara as one who is in the form of the world, of the whole universe, and conforms to the law of Dharma, looking upon it as Ishvara, is a karma yogi, a devotee. I'll repeat here. Arjuna wants to know which is better, one who pursues Nirguna Brahma, meaning knowledge of Atma, or the one who worships the cosmic form, the karma yogi, who is doing Saguna Brahma Upasana, the one who worships Ishvara as the one who is in the form of the whole universe and conforms to the law of Dharma, looking upon it as Ishvara, is a karma yogi, a devotee. There are a lot of people who follow Dharma, but they do not look upon it as Ishvara. They have understood that what they expect of others is expected of them and act accordingly to avoid conflict. Though they are in conformity with Dharma, they are not karma yogis if they do not accept Ishvara, because when Dharma is not looked upon as Ishvara, there is no Ishvararpana buddhi. Then there is no Ishvararpana buddhi. So if they don't accept Ishvara, because I'll repeat here. The karma yogi, however, wait. Though they are in conformity with Dharma, they are not karma yogis if they do not accept Ishvara, because when Dharma is not looked upon as Ishvara, there is no Ishvararpana buddhi. The karma yogi, however, not only offers all actions to Ishvara, he meditates upon Ishvara. Both are worshippers of Ishvara. Any ritual like Agnihotra is worship. If it is combined with Upasana, a mental action, it is an even more efficacious worship. Even form of worship comes under Karma Yoga, whether it is simple repetition of the Veda or mental repetition of a prayer. It is a karma. So karma yogi is not merely service. It is any activity performed with Ishvara in view, including prayer and meditation. Karma is threefold: mental and physical.
Mental, oral,
Oral,
and
sorry,
Oral
mental,
and physical.
oral and physical. So Manasa Vacha Karmana. And if you are invoking Ishvara through any one of them, it is Karma Yoga. There is no separate Bhakti Yoga. I repeat this here because the conclusion is so rampant.
Confusion. The confusion.
Yeah. I was also thinking it was different. Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga was
The
different.
text is not legible, Sumaji.
Yeah.
I mean, should I reduce or increase? I mean, it is not fitting to your screen.
Yeah, it is. I can read. I repeat this here because the confusion is so rampant. It is a common misconception that there are 4 yogas: Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Hatha Yoga. Very true. I was also in this group only, thinking everything was different, compartments. A sannyasi renounces all enjoined duties, both what is to be done daily, nitya karma, and what is to be done occasionally, naimitya karma, consisting mainly of rituals and prayers. Besides that, he gives up all duties towards family, society, country, and even devatas. His pursuit is purely knowledge. The karma yogis, on the other hand, are obliged to do the enjoined duties. Therefore, we have 2 sets of people: the sannyasis or jnana yogis, pursuing knowledge to the exclusion of everything else, and the karma yogis, pursuing knowledge in conjunction with karma as a yoga.
This is
Now,
clear, like what knowledge Karma Yogi is following. It is just related to his karmas. That while sannyasi, he is pursuing that knowledge which is leading him to moksha. Ved Shastra, he is following that, and Karma Yogi, he is only pursuing that knowledge which is related to his karma for his antakarna shuddhi and maybe he like
his role.
Playing role in the worldly life, how to lead a proper dharmic lifestyle.
Yeah, Ishwararpana Buddhi. That is, yeah, that is
So it was that we were confused about the nirguna and saguna. So it was for a karmi yogi. I think it is just that only that knowledge which is related to his karmas. And first, so it is for him. It is not nirguna upasana.
I think it is, he is also pursuing Shastra. Shastra talks of Nirguna Brahma, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think he's only following karma, the knowledge that is pertaining to his karma. He's approaching the Shastra. But what we are all doing right now is we're not just looking at how it is helping us in our karma, right? We're also going beyond that. Although that is there is his predominant avocation during his day-to-day life is to lead a dharmic life, keeping Ishvara in mind, as in offering everything to Ishvara. That is the role of a karma yogi. And in doing that, when he prays, it is either manasa, vacha, karmana. All those 3 still become a karma. And therefore, bhakti, which is worship of Lord by either any of these 3, manasa, vacha, karmana, becomes a part of karma yoga. So the knowledge that the karma yogi pursues is also similar to what the jnani pursues, the sannyasi pursues. The only difference is the sannyasi is relieved of all his nitya naimittika karmas. And he's only pursuing knowledge. Whereas karma yogi does both. He pursues this as well as
so in a way, like I'm just comparing to ourselves, like how we being on this path, we being that karmi yogi, we are applying this knowledge of this shastra to our worldly life, and we are trying to make our life according to the dharma, and pursuing this knowledge, but leading a worldly life. We are just relating that Ved Shastra knowledge to our life so that we can evolve further. This is what we are doing. Whereas a sannyasi, he's not into the worldly life, so he is just focusing. He has only one focus, that to achieve the moksha. He is studying that Veda Shastra to improve upon himself only. He is not related to other things at all. No nitya karmas, no rituals, nothing. So it is just simple nirguna upasana.
but
Like
a karma yogi is also a mumukshu. He's not just doing his duty.
He is a
He's a
mumukshu,
mumukshu.
but isn't it so that he is still in a evolving phase, so he is utilizing that shastra like we are doing. We are implying it in our life, that knowledge, and we are still and following the moksha path. Like we are pursuing, we want to gain moksha also, like we want to be one with the Ishvara. But being in this worldly life, first of all, we have to correct our pattern of life. So applying this knowledge here also and achieving that, we are doing both the things. Yeah, you are right, Dr. Brahma. We are doing both. Achieving God also, and correcting our life according to the dharma also.
This is
By
why he
gaining
said
this
in the
knowledge.
18th chapter, ekam sankyancha yogancha yaf pashyati sapashyati. So both actually have the same goal. Both lead to the same. So there is no difference between the goal of the Sankhya, of the sannyasi, versus the goal of the karma yogi. It's just that a karma yogi is still work in progress with respect to his preparation of the mind, and therefore he needs to continue to do his dharma, to do his work, his karma, with an attitude of a karma yogi.
However, King Janaka attained moksha being a karma yogi entire time, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to become a sannyasi in order to gain moksha, no?
Yeah.
There's no,
Yeah.
it is not a stepwise thing. It is another path. That is why Krishna says, what is that? Loke dvivida nishta. There are two lifestyles that are set out. One is that of a sannyasi, one is that of a karma yogi. Both of them lead to the same goal. So it is only a matter of, it is not a matter of choice. That is what he says, isn't it? That's what we read just now.
Yeah,
It is not
and
a matter
all
of
this
choice, it's a matter of
confusion.
maturity, preparedness.
And all along, I had this confusion that a grahastha cannot, not cannot, yeah, a grahastha cannot become a sannyasi, and a grahastha cannot achieve moksha without being a sannyasi. Like that I was thinking, but now it's clear.
Maharishi Lahari, if you have, if anyone have heard, He was a like in family person, but he attained that moksha. Maharishi Lahiri. He was one of the gurus of, I don't remember.
Yogananda's gurus, actually.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. Maharishi Lahiri.
Okay. Now, can I read further? Now, suppose there is a bhakti yogi. Does he have duties or not? He does daily puja, studies the Puranas, etc., all of which are karmas. So, in what way is bhakti yoga separate from karma? And if he is a real devotee, even when he is doing some other type of action, he does not become a non-devotee. A real devotee is a devotee all the time. In order to make that a reality, one does all this puja, etc. How can we say that, sorry, how can we say that a karma yogi does not have bhakti? For a karma yogi, there is no act which is not an act of worship. As I said, even an ethical person, however esteemed he may be, he is not a karma yogi if he does not accept Ishvara. He has to be mat karmat krit. He has to be mat karma krit. One who sees dharma as Ishvara and does all actions for the sake of Ishvara. We can never say that this karma yogi is without bhakti. And neither is there any sannyasi without bhakti, because sannyasa is only to know Ishvara. There is no bhakti yoga. Lord Krishna has said, Lokesmin dvivita nishta. In this world, there are two committed lifestyles for moksha, that of a sannyasi and that of a karma yogi. So both are in deep devotion, only in devotion, actually. Not understanding this, there are those who claim that there are 4 types of people, one with one yoga for each type. They say, for those who are intellectual, there is jnana yoga. For those who emotional, bhakti yoga. For the extrovert, karma yoga. And for the dullard, hatha yoga. So true. I also had this concept in my head. We are all intellectual, and who does not have emotions? Who is not an extrovert? Even the most introverted person has some extroverted activities. And who does not need some exercise? Asanas are done by sannyasis, by karma yogis, by anybody who wants to keep his body fit. Which of these is not meant for everyone? It is very clear that the problem lies not in understanding what sannyasa is. Problem lies in not understanding what sannyasa is, what karma yoga is, what jnana is, and what moksha is. It is not bhakti yoga that is presented here, but bhakti and in particular Saguna Brahma Upasana. Including the chapter, introducing the chapter, Shankara says, from the 2nd chapter to the 10th on Vibhuti Yoga, the pursuit of Paramatma, which is Brahman, that is not subject to change, Akshara, in which all upadhis are negated and which is without any guna, was discussed. Besides that, Ishvara's vibhutis were also pointed out. His Aishwarya, his Aishwarya, overlordship, omniscience, and so on. That Ishvara who was there in the beginning and who is the form of the entire Jagat, was shown in the 11th chapter as the one to be meditated upon by those karma yogis who are mat karma krit. Arjuna now has a question about this.
Do we want to read further or we want to stop for Manana as everyone says?
Yeah, we can do Manana. You just read the first shloka, no? And then we,
Okay.
that's how we do,
Okay.
no? Yeah.
Okay. Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satatayuktaye Bhaktasvam Paryupasate Ye Chapyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha. Arjuna, my voice is breaking, so kindly continue if you can.
Okay. Arjuna Uvacha said, Ye ya bhaktat, those devotees who evam satatta yuktaha are constantly committed in this manner, tvam pariyupasate, meditate upon you, yecha api, and also those who tvam pariyupasate,
Tvam.
tvam pariyupasate, seek you, aksharam, who is not subject to decline, avyaktam, who is not available for objectification, tesham, among them, ke, who, yoga
Vittamaha, yoga
yoga
vittamaha.
viktamaha, are the greatest knowers of yoga. Arjuna said, in this manner, there are those devotees who constantly committed, meditate upon you, and also those who seek you as one who is not subject to decline and not available for objectification. Among them, who are the greatest of knowers of yoga? Among them, who are the greatest knowers of yoga? So very clever. Arjuna asked the same question. So now we understand what bhakti is. So nice. Yeah, open for Manana now. So my confusion about these categories of yoga is gone now. Jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, and all that. And hatha yoga, that confusion is gone. So bhakti is there underlying in either a jnani, a sannyasi, or a karma yogi. And if somebody is doing karma yoga without that Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, then he is not a karma yogi. This is my takeaway.
Yeah, Hari Om. My takeaway is mat karma krita, keeping only Ishvara as our goal, whatever we do, whether as a karma yogi. And it was such a nice revelation that both sannyasi and karma yogi, they have, although they are having uh, different duties, but still, even being karma yogi also, you have that privilege to remain in sansara and with Ishwararpana buddhi, and also with that bhavana that whatever is there around him, it is all Ishwara only, Atma only, Sarva Bhuta Sthita. Bhagavan says in him, you consider that person as me only. So that was very, very, very nice revelation, very, very nice confirmation by Bhagavan, that those who see everyone around him or her as Atma only, they are me only.
And Krishna said it is possible for a karma yogi to also do that. You don't have to be a sannyasi. A sannyasi
Yes.
does nirguna upasana. He sees only Atma, and he is only in pursuit of knowledge, giving up all other activities. Whereas karma yogi does saguna upasana, that is the seeing the form of the divine in everything and in every action, manasa vacha karmana, everything. And he also ultimately comes to this knowledge that there is only one, that this Bhagwan is the Atma in everyone, including me. So ultimately you come to that knowledge. So it's just that two lifestyles, Krishna said, no? One is follows a sannyasi lifestyle and the other follows a karma yogi lifestyle. Now, which is better for each one, that we have to analyze according to our situation, our role we have to play in this drama, in this lifetime, and choose that.
I think more or less all of us we go through all these at different
Yeah.
times.
Mm. See, I have one question. See, Buddha was a grahastha, but at a very young age, he gave up and went for sannyasa, isn't it?
Yes.
So it is not rigid. I used to think it is very rigid, that grahastha means that is it. You're in that slot. Sannyasi means you're in that
Nothing
slot.
actually, if you see from the broader perspective, nothing is rigid. Everything
Yeah.
is, see, Jnaneshwar's father was a sannyasi, but due to the blessings of some very powerful Siddha person, he had to again come back to the Grahastha, and then these four children were born, Jnaneshwar, Nivrutti, Maharaj, and all.
Oh,
So
I see.
actually, yeah, it is. That is why Jnaneshwar, Muktabai, and these three brothers and Nivruttinath, three brothers and the sister, they were so much like in the society. They were all the time targeted by the people. Sannyasi ka bacha, like that.
Acha.
And then Jnaneshwari came out through him at the age of 18, 21, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he took the live samadhi.
So
So,
actually, there is only one doer. At that time, the society needed sons. Jnaneshwar, and the Bhakti Yoga movement had to come. So, and it had to come through only a knowledgeable persons. So Bhagavan
Correct.
used a sannyasi to bring forth bhaktas. So beautiful. So we really can't question anything, doubt anything, and compartmentalize Bhagavan's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
flow of
Anything, everything is
what is
possible.
happening in this world, isn't it?
Yeah. Samarpan bhav, and then just use this instrument for the best, and then leave it up to the divine. Then spontaneously, whatever is happening, it is happening. Intuitively, when we behave, no. But at the same time, we need to have some discipline. We have taken the body, so need to maintain it. We have entered into grahastha-ashrama, we need to follow that. Of
Yes,
course,
yes.
exceptions
And
are there.
and only a mature mind can become a sannyasi. That is the whole most powerful thing. Because anybody cannot just take up sannyasi. Whereas everybody can take up grahastha, but a sannyasi is a very, I would think, is a highly evolved mind. But Nanaji was telling no yesterday, or here only, I think. Yesterday, Nanaji was saying somebody who goes in for sannyasi at a premature stage, his life is fraught with misery. Isn't it? Yesterday he said.
Correct.
First, you
Many
have
have
to detach mentally only. No? If you are detached mentally, then only you can be a true sannyasi. It's if you are attached at your core level, then you can't be a sannyasi. First, you have to give it at a mental level. That detachment, it happens, then one can leave the world.
See, even ISKCON founder, Swami Prabhupada, in his 30s, his guru had told him to go and spread Krishna's message. But at that time, he was married and he had 2 children or so. I don't know how many children he had. So he waited. And only in his 60s, he gave up Grahastha and he went away to spread Krishna's knowledge. And he had said, I read in his autobiography, that he said, though his guru had asked him to do it in his early 30s or late 20s, but he was a Grahastha already. But he had this burning, what do you say? The fire was burning inside him to spread Krishna's message.
Burning desire.
Burning desire. It was not even a desire, it was a, okay, you can say desire, but it was some force from within him telling that this is the purpose of your life.
Yeah, that longing must be there.
Yeah, yeah. So he waited till his children were grown up and settled and all that. And then he left.
So he was just
took up sannyas.
doing his responsibilities, no, that he had to finish.
But I'm sure even when he was doing his responsibility as a grahastha, he was a karma yogi, devoted
Of
to.
course, that
Yeah.
it was. You can't be detached in a second. It takes time.
Yeah, and as Brahmaraji had also pointed out, no, in spite of these all 18 chapters, when Abhimanyu was killed, again Arjuna was back to that sorrow.
So he was not ready for sannyasa, though his mind wanted sannyasa as an escapism. He didn't want sorrow of killing his teacher and grandfather. So he was only looking at sannyasa with an immature mind.
Detachment happens slowly. Like it's not one day or few days. It takes years for that
Yeah.
detachment to happen.
Hmm.
And it is that these situations in life which are very cruel and which are heartbreaking, that these situations only make you detach you from this worldly life.
By the time we get that maturity, we are so well set in the grahasthashrama. Not at all possible to come out of it. That comfort zone you had developed for so many years, and now you don't want to leave that, no? Of course, that
You are
vanaprastha
scared.
is a good one. Human mind is very chalak, chalu. No, vanaprastha ashram is a very good thing, and really we can use this phase of our life beautifully to evolve in the spiritual path. But most of the time,
yeah, go ahead.
This just I'm talking about vanaprastha ashram in between. Directly thinking of sannyasa, this vanaprastha ashram is a very beautiful state prescribed by our Vedas. Very powerful if you use it properly. Vanaprastha can lead you up to the full blossomed life, actually. Best is the vanaprastha, but nobody talks about it and have
Yeah,
not given
actually
any.
our Vedic Varnashrama is so beautiful. It gradually prepares you for the ultimate. So beautiful it is.
Yeah, but vanaprastha is never elaborated in depth, whereas it is so useful. See, around us also we will see so many couples now. They are perfectly ready for vanaprastha, but they go left, right, and center enjoying sensual and other pleasures as if there is no tomorrow now. So vanaprastha is to be more emphasized and elaborated by great acharyas and jnanis, so that many more people will get benefit of spirituality, especially entering into vanaprastha systematically. What do you say, Brahmaraji? This is just one thought.
I think the first step is to become Arjuna. That is number one for all of us. And having become Arjuna, of course, we go through this phase where we have doubts, and Arjuna had doubts up until the 18th chapter. So Krishna so beautifully handheld him. Becoming Arjuna is feeling the need for this knowledge. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. So unless we come to that state of surrender, say, I need help. I cannot handle this by myself. And then that the knowledge starts happening. And then, like how all of us found a guru, how we came together to revel in this knowledge, that will happen. So unless we had that state, unless we went in through that, each one of us either is an arthati, or or a jignasu. We are here for that reason. And having come here, Krishna has given us the outline of how our life should be. Follow karma yoga with that mat karma krita. Realizing that whatever we do, it is to attain Ishvara, to recognize Ishvara. That is the only goal. The goal is not name, fame, money, relationships, like what was mentioned in the last verse of chapter 11. Such a beautiful, powerful verse. Mat karma krit vat paramaha, mad bhakta sangavarjitaha, nirvairas sarva bhuteshu yassa mameti pandava. So with that, if we can live our life with that attitude, then I mean, that is the outline that Krishna has given us. And in so doing, he opens up the aspect of bhakti. And like Suma said, this reading today actually clarified a whole lot of misconceptions that there are different paths. There are actually no different paths. There are only two lifestyles. And even those two lifestyles have a common goal. So ultimately, the whole purpose of human existence is to recognize who you are, your true potential, our swadharma. What is our swarupa, swadharma? Which is nothing but satyam jnanam anantam brahma. And this bhakti is karma yoga in different forms, like manasa, vacha, karmana. Bhakti is also when you worship, when you're doing aradhana, that is also a karma. Whether you do it manasika, whether you're doing it orally or you're doing it by action, all that is part of karma yoga. So wonderful. It's a beautiful note that we'll start. So tomorrow we'll get going with the shlokas. I think we'll conclude here today.
I would like to just
Yes.
say a few sentences. One is, if you look at it in isolation, like when people were sharing today, like a sannyasi is centered in his own self and he's full of knowledge. But these people have also faltered and fallen, like say Jadabharta when he got attached to the deer, or say when Vishwamitra went through various stages where attachment came to him, finally to Menka, and then again he went into tapasya and he was a big sage. But there is a fine line of division that is there, and then they tend to falter also, even the sannyasis, in spite of being fully in knowledge, who are already jnanis. Because we have the stories are there of all these rishis also getting attached, getting into attachment and all. I just wanted to bring that point out today. Like in my mind, this was going on. Okay, yeah, we are also on the right track, and there is no need to compare ourselves. Okay, when will we reach there? They have also fallen and got attached. Is in spite of being in knowledge, like they are supposed to be fully knowledgeable, whatever, on Atma Gyan.
Bhagwan was polishing them. They were not yet mature. Gurudev says, no, that you will be crushed and till the gold shines in you. So like that, even sannyasis are crushed till that speck of dust or impurity is removed from them. And another thing which came to my mind was Vasiji was saying that again it comes back to that knowledge. You're not the doer, you're not the controller. The one who's controlling even the sannyasi is God, is Bhagwan, Ishvara. So ultimately, there is only surrender even for sannyasis. Even though they are able to come to that level of seeing Atma in everybody, but I guess they are already surrendered, but they still are not Bhagwan, because Bhagwan is the controller. Those who fall, the
Yesterday,
sannyasis
Nanaji
who
said,
fall
no,
and
it
things.
is the impressions of lifetimes also. Because of that also, they may be falling down again.
Sure.
Why the confusion comes, now the satsangs are going on because of Ganpati Gauri and everything. So how 20 years back, like left, right, center, I used to move around and do the satsangs and go to the temples, organize activities there so that people will come and do the Sudarshan Kriya and all. Now myself, I'm so much like, जाने की जरूरत है क्या? So I really don't know whether I'm going away from the discipline, just escapism, or the level of maturity. That is why I'm not going for satsang. Those sometimes dilemma or questions come up. I don't know what is the solution for it. Jai Gurudev. If somebody can guide.
This is my
Just go with the
understanding.
flow.
Yeah, go with the flow, yes, but never miss a satsang. And don't go to satsangs with some intentions that I'll get people for Sudarshan Kriya. I also used to do this. Go everywhere to get people.
That was 20 years back, right? 23 years back. Not now.
Yeah. So go for every satsang. Even now, go for every satsang if you can. This is what I would do, but not with any intention for getting drenched in bhakti or catching people for Sudarshan Kriya or meeting people. All that we drop, because as we mature, even when we go for satsang, we are sitting there alone. This is what I've been experiencing of late, that even if there are 50, 60 people, but somehow you're not attached to anybody around you. And you
Very
don't
true,
have any
very
of those intentions, oh, somebody must praise my prasad I made or things like that. All that is not there now. But the desire for satsang is there. Jai Gurudev.
Shall we conclude here today? Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.